fuck asked this question?
Her.
I'm kidding, Jackie.
So, Nick.
Yes, Jackie.
We know you've been on private practice and you'll be returning February 10th.
Woo!
In Criminal Minds. And you have your webcomic, Very Bad Koalas.
I did.
So Kelly, what have you been up to?
I'm working on my singing career. I've been doing a lot more set decorating lately. I'm actually in Atlanta for 3 months. I flew out Thursday and then flew back out here on Friday, and then I go back there Sunday, and then I'm there for 3 months working on a Jennifer Garner movie. It's a lot of flying. If I'm babbling, it's because it's kind of hair. It's really nice. Just set decorating. I love furniture, and I'm straight. Let's get it out. I also love lighting and dimmers.
And he hasn't had sex in a while.
Colors. Real soft colors.
Go ahead.
I'd just like to ask you, what do you think about Xander and Dawn in the comic?
In the comic, I think that Kelly hasn't had sex in a while.
I like really soft colors.
I think that when I first heard about it, I thought it was a little strange because I mean she was 13 when she started the show, so I always kind of see her as that, as a 13-year-old. I remember the first girl I made out with, Joanna Kleinfeld. I was 14. I saw my first movie at 14. She was also 14. But so when I imagine that movie, it's a 14-year-old. So it's like I think in my brain as an adult man, it's like, oh, that 14-year-old movie. You know what I mean? So it's strange. But I'm not a pedophile. That was the first one I saw. Kind of like coned a little bit. There wasn't much shape there. That's kind of what I think about Xander and Donovan together. I think it's coned.
I was honest.
No, but it's true if you think about it. I mean, I was 14, so I can, it's like it was yesterday seeing those movies.
Right.
But there's still 14-year-olds.
I hear you.
Moving right along.
We met earlier. I'm the one with the son named Xander.
Yes.
So I wanted to formally introduce my Xander to Buffy's Xander.
Hey.
You guys look a lot alike.
When my wife and I were expecting, we watched a whole lot of Buffy, and we always said we had twins as well. All boys are twins, just like you guys.
Very lucky
and we
kids.
said when the first boy comes out, he's definitely going to be named Xander.
What's the difference in age? How many minutes?
Oh, a minute. 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. Yes,
You can name your son Kelly?
No,
If you did it legally, change it now.
I can change it though.
Yes, we will.
I don't really have a question. I just wanted to introduce you.
Thank you.
No, no question. Just go start doing the paperwork.
Hi.
Hi.
Hola.
So one of the things that people really remember Xander for on Buffy is kind of as sort of this comic relief character. But when the series started to get darker, how did you feel about that? Your job as a character of comic relief, what importance did you feel that it held?
I mean, a lot. It was kind of more important, but then they kind of. It was like the last 2 years were kind of weird because I don't know if they knew what to do with Xander, and then they brought in those evil 3, and then something I was kind of like the last year, Tom Lynn was getting my funny lines. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? We need another funny person on the show. I can be gay too. It's actually funny, Tom Link, they auditioned 4 or 5 people for the role of Kevin Lynch on Criminal Minds, and Tom was actually one of the people that auditioned for it.
That would have been funny. It would have been funnier with him.
Yeah. I am jealous.
I'm gonna call Tom right now.
So I think it was really, he became much more, it wasn't just about the joke anymore. Somebody was telling me today that one of the lines, his favorite line was, and it's nice to hear my line, the lines back, because it's the cavalry's here. The cavalry's a scared guy with a rock. I missed that, Xander. You know, the Xander that came like contemplative and then one-eyed. I just kind of was a
Construction worker, all serious.
Yeah, construction worker. I do not look good in a hard hat. So I liked kind of like innocent. I like Xander pre-sex. So I mean, I like shooting that scene too, but you know, in that whole episode. But yeah, I like the kind of like innocent kid. But
yeah, I mean,
no, granted, I was by the time when we were doing season 3, when I was a senior in high school, I was actually 28 years old.
I was 26.
That's weird. So it's weird.
Okay, true that we're not actually twins.
Yeah, seeing Xander in season 7 when he like loses that eye, that's such a harsh moment because you think of Xander as this funny character, and I don't know, that was really hard.
It hurt a lot too. Just, I mean, no, I mean it really did. It was like they squirted that stuff into my eye, and ooh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now he has to go back to therapy. Thank you for that question.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? In season 6, one of my favorite episodes was the Buffy musical. What was it like filming that episode?
That was good too. That was maybe I just didn't like season 7. Maybe because he was still innocent. I love that. I'd never sung and danced before, so it was one of those things that if I sucked at it, it didn't really matter because I'm not a singer or I'm not a dancer. I happen to be really good at it. That was just a magical episode. It's kind of one of those things that, like, as you probably have like 5 really magical moments in your life, when you're kind of when you're dying. At the end of your life, where you think about like what are like the great things, probably getting married, having a child, the musical episode. So like and 2 other things. But yeah, I loved it.
Alright, what was it like doing your musical number?
I'll never tell.
I bet he said that 6 million times.
Oh, okay. I never watched the show really. It's been pretty busy.
Hey, you didn't, did you?
I hung out with Xander all the time, so why did I want to?
It was just, you know what? It just was on opposite something else I really liked.
I'm kidding, I wasn't.
My question is, when you originally got the pilot script for Buffy, what did you think? Did you have any idea where?
I'm not even sure if I read it.
Nick and I had a conversation and we had a barbecue party, and Nick had just booked Buffy, and he said, I just booked Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like that's gonna do me good at all. And I sat down and I said, but Nick, you just booked your first pilot and now you're on the radar. So he really had no idea at all the gravity of what happened to him.
I was just so excited to book a show. I mean, it wasn't up to me, It's like I got the script, and it was, I think, it was my last audition for that pilot season. I'd gone out a lot, and it was like I booked it in April. The pilot season ends in April, so I was just like beside myself that somebody wanted to actually, to pay me money to
and you got to quit the waiting job too.
I had to quit. I was working and then when the show got picked up, we didn't shoot for like 5 months, so I had to quit my job, and then I didn't have any work, so I went back to that restaurant, and they said, we'd love to hire you back, but we know that you'd be leaving, and I was like looking for quarters under my bed and stuff to eat a burrito a day.
That's a cheap burrito.
There was no Pollo Loco like right next door. You
Quarter burrito special?
No, you get the BRC.
Don't mind me.
No, I got a chicken burrito there once, and there was a bone in it that almost like.
I like the knuckles of chicken. The sinew and the cartilage. Makes your teeth stronger.
And the next question.
First of all, we saw you guys outside walking and we didn't get a chance to say hi, so.
Hi. Well, thanks for stopping. I'll say hi to anybody. Hello. Is it Google or Ogle? What's that word? Google.
Ogle.
Oh, I can say Google. I Googled it and figured it out.
Google.
I wanted to know how you felt that every time on the show you thought you were going to get a date or you got a date, it turned out to be a demon.
A demon.
Just like in real life.
You never
That was one.
What was your favorite?
Died.
Is that cartilage?
It's cartilage. It's that bone. Oh God! I almost inhaled it down my throat. Okay. So what was it like to date demons? You know, listen. When you're a 29-year-old man thinking about 14-year-old breasts, doesn't really matter, does it? It was great. I mean, it was nice when they were in their human form. Just because that was different. I mean that was just a big puppet. You know what I mean? But no, it was more when they had the way that makeup is. It smells. So you know, so it's not. I didn't particularly enjoy that. But I remember in the Praying Mantis we had these outtake reels, and I remember the director was saying something. I was tied up in the thing, and the Praying Mantis is there, and the director's yelling out direction, and I'm like, are you talking to me or the bug? You know? That was what was it, episode 8, I think, of 144. I mean, that's pretty, you know. As long as I was getting action, it really didn't matter. I just would rather be in human form. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, 145 with the presentation. We saw them all.
Hi guys, nice to see you. This question is actually for a friend of mine who couldn't be here today because he's stuck in Chicago and New York. My best friend and co-host of my podcast, Made to Fail. MadeToFail.net.
What's it called?
Made to Fail. Subscribe in iTunes.
Wait, what is it? Spell it.
Made of Fail.
MADEOF
or MAID?
Wait, is it 2 F's? MADEOFAIL?
Yes.
Made to Fail.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's not how I feel right now asking this question.
Okay.
But he has always loved Xander as a character. He has always identified with Xander. And he impressed a girl by showing him the Zeppo. Or by showing her the Zeppo. I'm going to get slapped.
Wait, this is getting a little personal. You want to see my Zeppo?
They recently got engaged, and I'd like you to congratulate Kevin and Laura on their engagement.
I thought he was gay. What state are they living in? Coming to Hawaii.
Well, how long have they been dating?
Since last year.
Too soon. Not gonna work. Sorry, guys. Too fail.
Isn't that the name of your what? Made to Fail? That's that marriage.
No. Can you delete this part?
What's it worth to you?
Well, it's not me. I feel bad for your friend. I've got no horse in this race. You know, just get me. Can you frame him out of it? I'll just talk louder. Kevin and Laura?
Kevin and Laura.
Kevin and Laura, congratulations on your engagement.
Good luck.
Maybe Xander's going to be his lead.
When's the wedding?
June of next year.
That's great, Kelly. Are you
Nice long engagement. I'm all for that.
Listen, honestly, have a great life together, and you have a great life too.
Just standing here.
Just standing here. All right, everyone, it's madeoffail.net.
I haven't had sex in a while.
It's been a while.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, which microphone did Billy D. Williams use? This one here? Oh.
What was that?
The one that smells like Colt 45.
And Hennessy. Literally. And Aqua Velva.
Hi.
Of course, too many women here. Sandra's ideal date was Spike. But that's a different matter.
I mean, if you're into that. You know, if you're into that, high cheekbone, sculpted muscles. Newly married man, whatever. You want a single asshole? Well, you're looking at him.
question was about stammering.
Stamina?
Stammering.
Because I got stamina. How did you know?
Did Kelly stammer or just Nick? And have you seen the new film, The King's Speech, about stammering, and what did you think of it?
I love The King's Speech. He did a really good job with the stammer. But it's weird because like watching him, he almost like he used the way that he did it. He'd use the top of his tongue and would kind of like became nasal. You know, it was interesting to see his technique on this because it's hard to act a stammer or a stutter because that was a stutter. A stammer is someone who's just going to kind of fumble over there. But there were times where he just wouldn't be able to talk and have to walk away from the situation, and it sucks because he was a very bright, intelligent man. Apparently, stutterers are. And also very, very attractive.
You said it.
Ask James Marston. I love Jeffrey Rush's character. I love just the whole dialogue, their relationship. Kelly did not have a stammer or a stutter as a kid.
I didn't. I'm not very smart.
Is it inborn or what? Nobody knows.
Well, I mean, I have my theories on it, but it's too personal.
So I'll tell you. Now there are times, one time in particular that Nick was calling information and he wanted Foot Locker in Canoga Park, and he was just like, we're like 12 years old. He's like,
No, it's Canoga Park.
oh, it's Canoga. And I just took the phone from him and said, Canoga Park, Foot Locker. And that, I always remember that.
Felt like an idiot.
It was a very sweet moment for us. So that's when we really realized we love each other.
Remember when, like in the 80s, like turtlenecks were in, so I wanted to wear turtlenecks underneath my t-shirt because it was like, and I was at the store and I couldn't, I'm like, what are you? And I'm like, you know the things that get the, you know, and you have to kind of like explain. It's like, it looks, it makes your neck warm. You're like an idiot.
I know.
Hello, little. You might be too young to be here. It gets blue. Whoa, look at that one. Here, come here. Come on, Snake. Come here.
It'd be funny if she only asked me a question. Don't block me out, Nick.
How was like dating Cordelia Face the Pain?
Was that her whole name? Oh, the pain in the rum. It was, well, I mean, she's good to look at. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. But you know, it was a problem. I think that's why I didn't. I actually, the reason why she went to Angels because we broke up. I'm like, I said, get her off the show. Like she's out of a job is what I said. Like you know, it's like I'm not an easy man to deal with. You know, I'm very scary. What do all those people look like to you? Are you even looking at them? Where are you looking right now? Hey, you want to do? Have you seen the Snoopy dance? Do you know what the Snoopy dance is? You haven't done the Snoopy? You've never seen the Snoopy dance before? No, I wanted her to show me. You want to give me a hug and then get off the stage? All right, if anyone else pisses me off, they're going to be able to, all right?
Okay, Kelly, this question is for you.
Nope.
Okay, I think that Nick is quite a bit like Xander, it seems to me. Only more so. And, so I was wondering if while the show was filming, did you ever turn to Nick and go, God, why can't you just be more like Xander?
No, but I thought of a lot. No, there was never a time I thought that, because Nick is a Xander to me. Nick's my twin brother for 39 years. So.
I mean, Xander never went to rehab.
Shucks. No one likes a quitter. No one likes a quitter.
I actually bought that shirt when I was in rehab.
I have nothing to rehab, by the way. So,
can we have the one that's not to Charlie Sheen, though?
Did I answer?
That's it? Yeah, that's it? That's all you had? Anything else? Okay. I want to lick your hair. It's like one of those rocket pops.
No, it means
rocket pops.
I want to lick your rocket pop.
I'm going to eat your humps.
Next question.
My least favorite episode of film?
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, Beer Bad was just a bad episode. but it was a Xander episode, so it's hard to really kind of say that, I didn't particularly like the Frankenstein episode, which I think was number 7, where we put but I did have a very funny line about, we were like questioning this guy and I don't know what this house, I didn't see anything, but you did have a pretty prolific porn collection. So
Nick said that sentence when he was 13 years old, by the way.
I think when the episodes, by the end of the series, when we had all the Slayers in the house, I think that's where I lost it. I didn't particularly feel like walking from my trailer into Bucky's living room. I'm like, oh my god. So it's hard. There wasn't particularly. I can tell you my favorite one. The ones that I love, but because there weren't really bad episodes. That's and since it was my first job that I ever booked, you kind of take it for granted. And then when you're not doing that anymore, it's like, damn it, I wish I could. Like my worst episode on Buffy will be my best episode on a different show. So there wasn't really anything bad at all. Where I got hurt? No. First stunt he ever did for me, he separated his shoulder.
My arm was stuck behind my head when I was in the van. I got this trailer. I was like, I'm fine. Just get my bag from the trailer. And then I was out for a month and I was supposed to come back and do a stunt again, and it was Monday morning, and I just got pretty drunk on Sunday. I was scared to death. So the stunt coordinator said, okay, take a little bit more time, and when you're ready, you can come back. And I was scared. It was kind of scary.
But I never got it. Maybe wearing the Speedo for Go Fish was something. Because I wasn't happy with that at all. Though I do wish. No, I mean, I've got horrific tan lines because Speedos are not a part of the Western world, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's great, like my tan line starts at my knee. It's not really great when the 11 hour comes, It's like, turn the lights off, it's pretty horrific. Alright, so nothing bad, only good. Maybe a couple bumps. You're welcome. Oh, God. I want to lick your hair.
I want to braid it.
Very straight.
I'm straight. Love soft colors.
When the networks yank you around, you get you're on one network, and then suddenly boom, and then you're on you don't. I'm guessing you don't know where you are, and then another network picks you up, which is unheard of in television history. That you would go from one network to the other. I don't know if Buffy was the first. I think it might have been. It went from Fox UPN or.
No, it's WB.
To WB.
UPN.
And then Angel went to UPN.
Did they? No, they were always on, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, they gave us. I mean, because it was.
Yanked around.
That really happened?
What?
Did you know switch networks?
Well, this one, it was only a 5-year contract. Because when Buffy first came out, I mean, Fox had it, and then they didn't want it because they had a show called Kindred the Embrace. Hey, where are you guys going?
naive, just like my father.
He's not lying. I can see it in your eyes. Sadness.
So it was only a 5-year contract. So basically, UPN offered a ton of money, and I think ABC was looking at it too. But you know, it was
So
one of
would
those.
that affect, I mean, like...
I got a huge pay raise. I mean, we shot it in the same place because we weren't on the studio. We were in Santa Monica.
And you
So.
had a couple scenes on Angel, right?
No, I didn't do it. No, I never did Angel.
Our characters never got along. I did set dressing in Angel. Maybe that's where you're confused.
Could be. But so the whole yanking about from network to network doesn't really affect you much as an actor?
No,
Just keep
not
doing-
at all.
Okay.
No, I mean we have more money for the shows. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
Actually, someone came up to our booth today and said, "Oh man, it must have been so weird when the show switched networks." I was like, "Well, I mean, the WB just became the CW. I don't see what the big deal is." I was in the COVID.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering what your favorite thing was about working with Joss, and also, what do you think about the new Buffy project without it?
Buffy Reload. The Reload. Yeah. It's. I think it's a bad idea. It's like doing.
I'm playing Xander though in the new one. So.
What was that show that David Duchovny did? No, Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like making a Red Shoe Diaries movie without David Duchovny.
Right.
My favorite thing about Joss is he's a genius, you know. So he's got a way of making you feel stupid. You know, it's like because he's just he's in his kind of, he's always picking his, you know, he's always thinking, he's always kind of. Bye guys. Thanks for coming. Toodles. I have never had this many people leave one of my things before. It's me. So it was, he knew exactly what he wanted, and saying his dialogue was kind of like eating butter.
Or cream cheese.
But the Buffy thing, I think, is a mistake. I think they're just looking to make money. You know, the Kazui's own it. It's this married couple, so it's just about kind of tapping into that market again. I think we need to kind of do a little retake on vampires need to slow down for a while. All right. I mean, I've got this thing. What is it? The Sci-Fi Channel, Being Human, the lady killer, the wild man, the girl. You know, it's like. I'm just getting over it. I'm getting over pale people with sharp teeth. You know? What? No, yeah, well, yes. You know, I mean, I just think we need to find like a new sexy monster. Maybe like the Fog.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have such a huge crush on the Fog.
It's just posters of light. That guy's so hot. You're welcome.
What was it like?
Can you see without your glasses on?
No, I'm too short for where the microphone was.
Those are 4D glasses, aren't
I
they?
actually can't see with these on. What was it like for the two of you to work together on the show, like as a family? You know, I can imagine that there would be some.
Well, it was interesting because it's Nick's show, so I had complete and utter respect for him. You know, he would kind of show me where to go, and he taught me a lot in that episode. Like how I mean, the whole cast already knew me and liked me because I worked on the show and hung out with Nick. So it was just nice just to follow his lead and have him kind of guide me through the process. So I gained some respect for him.
But but also, I mean, that was a lot because, he did my stunts for 3 years, so he was there a lot. And then he also did art department. He did set dressing too, which was funny. There was one day on the show where I was sick and I couldn't show up to work. And I said, Kelly needs to come in, and I was just kind of just passed out in the library. And literally, when you're doing stunts, just because you don't want to hang around, you know, when you get in a fight, make sure that your head's always facing away from camera, because then it's like, can I go home? I stumbled down that, so you can't even see my face here. So luckily I positioned my head in a way that I was away from the camera. But so then Kelly went in for me and they said, your brother looks exactly like you. He should do your stunts. And I'm like, this little fucker's been doing this set decorating for the last 3 years on this show. You know what I mean? I didn't know who I was. No, wow, he looks a lot like you. I'm like,
I have a higher, I think of myself more highly than that.
it's Garrett, you know, if you know Garrett. Yeah, he's like, I gave that guy back rubs.
I'm sure.
It's not always.
Just like yours, Nick.
What?
I was wondering if you've read Josh's season 8 and what you thought of it.
The comic?
Yeah.
Is it where Buffy goes a little? She goes gay, right?
Yeah. A little bit, just for a minute.
She did, yeah.
And you hooked up with Dawn.
And I hooked with Dawn.
Yeah.
I've never read it before, but I know what's going on in it. You know, I read one comic book and it was Archie. And I was like 8, and I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah, I just never, because I was, the ages where I would have read comic books, I was bi, I was playing baseball. So, you know, and I don't play video games either. I don't understand gaming.
We're not gamers.
No. Yeah. No, I'll sit in my house and cry, you know, look at the corner.
I see a problem coming up with this microphone.
You can do this. Jump. You.
I would like to know, what was your favorite episode?
My favorite episode was to do probably the Zeppo and the musical. To watch Hush. What? I'm sorry. To do it was the Zeppo. And the musical, and to watch it was probably Hush. Oh my god. And yeah, the Hush really. And also, I loved personally Dracula versus Buffy versus Dracula. I love playing Brendon. I just really enjoyed playing that character. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of it has to do with like, did I have fun performing? And then the one where I was in the ice cream truck. That was fun. But I think overall, I think the musical was, it was great to watch, and it was great. Just great fun. What was your favorite episode? Yeah, Buffy, that's right. That's right.
You guys are a lot alike.
I remember the Dracula saying to Xander, "You are strange enough." To me. Come on, buddy.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
During Buffy, what was the hardest scene for you to perform emotionally?
I think there was just some stuff with Anya. I think probably like leaving her at the altar and then walking in the rain in the tuxedo, just because that rain, it wasn't warm. It was so cold. You know, typically it's like emotionally wasn't particularly hard. There were just certain times where, there were a couple jokes. The hardest thing that I should have had to do, but I got it on one take, was in the musical where I popped my head up, and I think we're doing.
Sing it.
It's gotta be, and it's like, could be witches, some evil witches, but I had to time it so perfectly that my head pops up. And then I could be witches, some evil witches, which is ridiculous, because witches, they were persecuted, would be good. But I knew, because the whole thing was like, I pop my head up on a could be witches, and then I bring my head down slowly, and I got on the first take. Hadn't I got on the first take, we probably would have been there for hours. You know what I mean? 'Cause if you get in your brain too much, you're just kind of screwed on something like that. So, the emotional stuff, I'm trying to think, Oh, I remember the one with when we went with my dad in the basement when I was being abused, like when I was like, you know, that one. That was hard. I mean, it was like I tried a new thing emotionally as an actor. So, you know, and I thought I did.
He's getting a posthumous Emmy for that episode.
I've had this argument with my dad for months. The episode where you both were in there when Xander had a double, did you both have speaking parts or was it just Nick?
What? Which one do you think it is?
I thought it was both of you, but my dad thinks it was just you.
Just Nick. I think I got like 4 words in, but it was Nick.
Your dad's right. Is he here right now?
No, he's downstairs.
Okay, you don't have to tell him that. just don't talk about it ever again.
Technically, I'm right because he had some words in there. He had some lines.
I actually wasn't even in the episode at all.
No, but I changed my costume a lot. We would do the coverage, and then I would go change into, you know. So actually, your dad's 100% right. Here's you couldn't be more wrong. There's 2 ways to look at this right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like we're working on Criminal Minds.
I love that character. I just wish that they would use him. You know, right to CBS. Because he's a lot like Xander. You know, he eats donuts with bacon on it, and you know, I love playing nerds. I love playing like computer nerds, even though I have no idea how to use a computer, and I'm not the coolest glass of milk you can ever meet.
And if you want to leave Nick as a fan, I'm totally accepting.
Kelly's open. Kelly's open.
I'm really nice. I get backups. Generally, the producers go whatever you need.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Kelly, you can't give her a backup.
My bad.
Well, actually, in Spain you can. I think the age of consent in Spain is 13.
Really?
In Saudi Arabia, there is no age of consent in Saudi Arabia. So maybe you guys can go there. I'm gonna find you with your dad later, and I'm gonna let him know that you're wrong.
100% wrong.
Can you please lie?
Like a rug.
I originally had a question about Kitchen Confidential, but now that I hear you're giving out back rubs.
No,
Already did.
Great. Your parents have to know that he really enjoys it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. You didn't really want to ask a question about, there's no Kitchen Confidential at all there, huh? Just back rubs? It's all back rubs and blowjobs.
That was the line about an ex-girlfriend I had. Back when I used to have sex.
I have a question for Nick. Did you ever feel that your character was underused?
Underused? Yeah. I think when they brought in other people to do comedy, I probably felt that. I think at the end a little bit, but you know, I got a bunch of days off, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was, at the end a little bit, but, you know, I was like, yes, so, but whatever.
Right, thank you.
Thanks. But did you feel that I was underused?
I have the same energy you do, actually. Actually, 6 and 7.
Yeah, okay, good. Hi.
Do you think Buffy is the vampire slayer or schizophrenic?
Or schizophrenic?
Is that an option? I mean, is that the word on the streets?
It's a schizophrenic or a vampire slayer? Oh, that's right. Oh, I think, while we're talking about Sarah, we're talking about Buffy. Snap! She has a new show out, by the way. She's got a new show on the CBS, yeah.
CBS.
Oh,
Ringer.
Thumper.
What is it? Isn't it Ringer?
Ringer? Because she has an identical twin and she's going to be playing both parts.
You could do that.
So, but... But it's so soap opera, you know what I mean?
Totally.
There's an evil twin and it's
I'm with you. It's awful. Awful.
I believe that I think that your dad's right. Your dad, don't backtalk. Your father is, what I'm saying is that you're 110%.
I want to eat your hair.
Hey guys.
What kind of shampoo? She was a vampire slayer. Are you happy? Is that what you want to hear? Okay, she's schizophrenic. Love me.
Hey guys, this is probably going to have to be the last question.
Wait,
If you-
Make it quick.
Okay, we gotta make them quick. If you want to see Snoopy dance.
Oh yeah.
Okay, question.
If you had a choice, would you be a hero or would you be a villain? If so, what power would you both have?
Villain.
Villain.
The power to kill anyone I wanted to. Starting with you.
I just wanted to know, like, as an actor, how did it affect you playing the same character for so long? Like, I don't know, having like the same.
What the hell is that?
This is not a short question.
I loved him so much. So if I were annoyed with the character, I probably would have not been happy with it. But he wasn't one note, so it was kind of, I felt that villain.
What was your best fight scene?
Harmony.
Well done. That was quick, to the point, direct answer.
And this is not so much a question as a shameless plug for a hug. My friend
Oh, a hug?
here would like a hug.
You want to come on?
Sorry. Nope. How old are you?
Technically, I'm not allowed to be this close to him.
What do you want to do with Snoopy Dance?
No.
Everyone run!
Give him a hand to me, you can do it on the back. We'll let that guy do it up here though, right? Yeah, what you guys want? I'm the monkey, what do you guys want? Dance, monkey, dance! They got people in the back.
Jesus Christ, he's gonna kill himself. He's gonna kill himself if he does it right there.
He deserves a round of applause.
That's funny, that would have been my evil power, the power to move tables. I make noise in libraries. Thank you, everybody. You're right.